quiet down. Quiet down and back. Yes, I know. I know.
Sucks.
My fellow MLS Fantasy owners, I stand before you in a time of crisis. The universe stands upon its head. As I feared, fantasy comeuppance isn't reserved for sad sacks and his ragtag band of supporters. Since my unopposed presidential campaign was based on a platform of accountability and DGW points for all, here are the facts. Jason Segini absolutely embarrassed himself and Team Segini in round 12. This is unquestionably true. However, it is also true that the same pathetic, potty training sad sack also happened to rebound with a narrow, yet legitimate victory against Borg's Hot Takes, the squad of your disgraced but resolute leader. In my own league, no less. But unlike others in the world of soccer, I shall not resign. I will not abandon my post. My mandate has not changed. Fantasy advice for the people, of the people, and by the people. So let us not dwell on the disappointment of defeat. Instead, let us focus our energy on the future as round 14 looms. Namely, how should one navigate the minefield that is rounds 15 through 17? Here's what you need to know, my constituents. First, unlimited transfers for all are coming in round 15. Why? Simple. Buys, which promise to make your squad obsolete. Second, the ultimate in double game weeks awaits just 2 rounds later. A fantasy bonanza if there ever was one. Like your president, I hope you held on to your wild card because you are going to need it. After round 15 that will see 10 teams on buys, round 17 looms with 12 DGWs, including 6 double dips from teams that you'll have avoided with that free transfer pass 2 weeks prior. The clear solution, with more unlimited weeks breaking things up nicely down the line, is your wild card, which will allow you to get the most from both weeks and set yourself up for success in the second half of the campaign. No wild card? Brothers and sisters, you're in big trouble, with those prepared liable to dwarf your total score in round 17 and beyond as their patience pays off. As for this week, it's all about loading up on DGW hopefuls while sprinkling in the likes of Clint Dempsey, Benny Feilhaber, and Sebastian Jovinko, none of whom need 2 games to outperform their competition. Here are a handful of DGW options you may not have considered ahead of Wednesday's transfer deadline. First up, a player who'll coast under the radar no more thanks to MLSsoccer.com's own Skylar Redpath. That'd be the Chicago Fire's Matt Polster, who plays in the midfield but is listed as a defender, and you know what that means. Shutout points at just 4.8 million and scant ownership as well. It's also probably time to drop Kofi Opari, and that means you'll need a replacement. Steve Birnbaum seems to have his spot back, but if you can't afford him, Chris Korb is a good option with Taylor Kemp out with a groin injury. Also, take a look at Philly's defenders, Richie Marquez and Ethan White especially. Who will play? Not so sure, so stay tuned to MLSsoccer.com for the latest news there. In the midfield, the Crew are your best bet, folks. Justin Meram should be rested. He got the halftime hook last weekend, but that was a defensive preference. Ethan Finley, always a good bet as well, and Tony Chani's been producing too. Up top, it's the usual suspects in Kai Kamara, who you really should have already, and Octavio Rivera, who I said drop and hasn't been producing, but does have breakout potential this week. Outside of that duo, don't sleep on Kennedy Igboananike. Agree, disagree, or just feel like gloating about Sad Sack's big win? Hit me up on Twitter at Andrew_Wiebe or leave a comment for your president below. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got a PB&J at my desk that isn't going to eat itself.